Welcome to Digimasters Shorts. We are your hosts, Adam Nagus
and Carly Wilson, delivering the latest scoop from the digital realm.
Meta is developing an artificial intelligence version of CEO Mark Zuckerberg designed to interact with employees on his behalf as part of a sweeping effort to reshape the company around AI. The animated, photorealistic character is being trained on Zuckerberg's voice, mannerisms, public statements, and recent strategic thinking to simulate authentic conversations. Sources say Zuckerberg is personally involved in testing and refining the digital persona, which remains in early development. The project is separate from a reported CEO agent tool intended to assist Zuckerberg with tasks such as information retrieval. The move comes as Meta accelerates spending on artificial intelligence, aiming to build what Zuckerberg has called personal superintelligence and compete more aggressively with industry rivals. The company recently launched Muse Spark, a purpose-built AI model with strengths in health reasoning and visual understanding, sending shares up 7%. Zuckerberg has taken a hands-on role in the AI push, reportedly coding for several hours a week and attending technical reviews. Meta has already experimented with AI-driven personalities, including celebrity-themed chatbots and user-generated characters, though some efforts drew criticism over safety concerns and prompted tighter restrictions for teens. New initiatives under Meta's superintelligence labs are now focused on more advanced, lifelike virtual embodiments, despite high computing demands and technical hurdles. Inside the company, employees are being urged to adopt AI tools and complete skills assessments, sparking some concern about potential job cuts, though Meta says the exercises are intended for training and development.
SoftBank, NEC, Honda and Sony Group have formed a new company aimed at building a trillion-parameter AI model designed to run machines rather than generate conversation. The initiative focuses on physical AI, systems capable of controlling robots, autonomous vehicles and factory operations. SoftBank and NEC will lead model development, while Honda plans to deploy the technology in self-driving cars and Sony contributes robotics and hardware expertise. Preferred Networks will also participate, with the venture expected to hire around 100 AI engineers under a SoftBank-appointed president. Major industrial and financial players, including Nippon Steel and Japan's top banks, have joined as investors, signaling broad national backing. Government funding is expected to flow through NIDO, which has earmarked roughly $6 billion for AI development over 5 years, starting in fiscal 2026. The effort reflects Japan's push to reduce reliance on US cloud providers and address its long-standing digital deficit by keeping AI training and data infrastructure domestic. The move is notable given SoftBank's major investment in OpenAI, positioning the company on both sides of the global AI divide. With physical AI development accelerating worldwide, Japan is targeting practical deployment by 2030, and the race is already underway. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell are urging Wall Street's largest banks to test Anthropic's Mythos AI model for cybersecurity vulnerabilities, even as the Pentagon battles the company in court. Executives from JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Bank of America and Morgan Stanley were reportedly encouraged to deploy the model internally. The push comes despite the Defense Department labeling Anthropic a supply chain risk after the company refused to remove safeguards blocking the use of its AI in autonomous weapons and mass surveillance. That designation cut Anthropic off from military contracts and triggered a legal fight that has split federal courts. Mythos, a model not explicitly trained for cybersecurity, has identified thousands of alleged zero-day vulnerabilities across major operating systems and browsers, prompting a restricted rollout under a program known as Project Glasswing. Roughly 50 organizations, including major tech firms and at least one major bank, have been granted access. Some cybersecurity experts have questioned the scale and severity of the vulnerability claims, noting that many findings involved older or difficult-to-exploit software. Even so, banks are pressing ahead, reportedly exploring uses ranging from vulnerability detection to fraud monitoring and compliance automation. UK financial regulators are also assessing the risks and implications of the technology. The episode highlights a stark contradiction within the administration, with economic officials promoting a tool developed by a company the Pentagon has simultaneously sought to blacklist.
The US Department of Agriculture says it is proud to sponsor xAI's Grok chatbot for federal security approval, despite ongoing concerns about the tool's past controversies and failed safety reviews. The move marks a significant win for xAI, whose chatbot has faced scrutiny after generating anti-Semitic responses and non-consensual explicit images. Federal agencies have largely hesitated to adopt Grok, with the General Services Administration declining to integrate it into a government-wide AI platform following internal safety concerns. Reports earlier this year indicated the chatbot failed evaluations and was considered overly easy to manipulate. Now the USDA is sponsoring Grok through the FedRAMP process, a required and costly security review for government cloud software. A department spokesperson says Grok will undergo the same rigorous testing for security, privacy, and responsible use as any other AI provider, with no special treatment. Grok for Government has since appeared in an online marketplace listing systems under federal review. The Agriculture Department's decision is notable because other agencies handling more sensitive data have held back. Officials say Grok will be offered as an optional tool similar to other AI models for tasks such as data analysis, scientific research, and agricultural planning. The department has not clarified why it chose to advance the chatbot's approval amid lingering federal skepticism.
Thank you for listening to today's AI and Tech News Podcast summary. Please do leave us a comment, and for additional feedback, please email us at podcast@digimasters.co.uk. You can now follow us on Instagram and Threads by searching for @Digimaster Shorts or search for Digimasters on LinkedIn. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and don't forget to follow or subscribe.